guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let it go.
Yes, we are back at the Gospel Podcast Season 2, Episode 1. I am here. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I am the one, the only, the great one, the chosen one, the only great one. Don't listen to anybody else who say they are the great one. They are not. They are just copying from me. It's Mr. Smith, and we are here back in my house, the Gospel Podcast. I am here with none other than the myth, the legend. I'm talking about LeBron. Can't even handle this man on the court. He's the one, the only Khemeth.
Oh yeah. This is Khemeth, straight out of Station 8, in the deal. Yes, your boy, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram.
Yes, go and get
Yo,
him,
this
man. Go
is
and get him, man.
Khemeth SA on Instagram, and it's Luvuyo_Khemeth on Twitter. And on
Yes,
Facebook,
yes.
it's Luvuyo Spent. Yeah, shout out to
Yes.
everybody, you know what I mean?
Shout out.
Easy.
Don't forget to get us also Facebook, the Gospel Podcast, and IG, the Gospel Podcast. We are everywhere. We don't do Twitter. We're not in space yet. We'll get there. Khemeth, my
up.
man, welcome to the show.
Easy done.
How are you, my man?
I'm easy done.
Are you blessed?
Yeah, straight up,
I don't want to preach, but
real,
I feel
for
like
real.
asking, are you blessed?
Yeah, I am.
You're blessed. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I
Always.
want us to go because we are in Annandale.
Straight
We need
up.
to go back and find out
Yeah.
where you really come from.
Oh, yeah.
So my first question for you, if we can
Sure.
dive straight into the questions,
No
or you
props,
want to
no
do
props.
some more promo, maybe
Yo.
you got a single out, maybe you got something out.
you know.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you want to do some more promo?
Yo, shout out to the Essentials, we clap out now, check out the track, Lagos, me featuring Essentials. Right now we on fire, we blazing up.
Amen. Yes.
Easy.
I keep saying amen because I feel blessed with the man
Yeah.
here in my
Straight
house,
up,
the
straight
Gospel Podcast.
Yeah,
So,
my man.
Khemeth, my first question comes to you, and
Straight up.
I know you. When we spoke over social, you say originally you are not from Annandale.
Straight up.
So, can you
straight up.
take us from where you come from and how you ended up here in Annandale?
Straight up. Born in Shawela,
Yes.
My father was from KZN, in a place called Underberg. So he grew up and he started working in Durban at age of 17. So
Whoa.
my mom, she got married to my dad in a very early age. So when my dad moved out, they came straight to Johannesburg and they lived in Soweto. So I was born in Shawela Hospital in Soweto. I lived in Dlamini for a little time, then went to Orange Farm. And when my brother, the young one, who is now the third of the children, when he was born, we came to Annandale, and that was 1993.
Whoa.
And there was hardly nothing in Extension 8. There was just a couple of houses. you
Whoa.
know. Yeah, and ShopRite and the police station, and that's all.
Wow.
Yeah.
So before I even ask how the area changed you,
Straight
you
up.
said there was no houses.
Yeah.
So those videos I've been seeing on TikTok of 4 houses, 5 houses, are actually true.
It was actually true.
Wow.
I still remember. because it was like a push, if I remember. I remember Extension 5.
Oh.
Yeah, but the rest, there was nothing. There was nothing in Extension 8.
So am I right in saying that you are blessed in seeing the growth of Ennerdale?
Straight up,
Yeah.
straight
So,
up, straight
in
up.
seeing the growth of Ennerdale, would
Yeah.
you say the current state is worth it from where it comes from?
I say it took too long. I say it took
Amen.
too long.
It took too long.
The system played us, man. I mean, after 30 years of freedom, we got a clinic in Station 8.
Wow.
Right now, it's 30 years of freedom, and now we're about to get a boxer. So look at the progress, how slow it
It's
was.
very slow.
It's very slow, you
So,
know.
so concerning that progress, just to before we cap off the question and I go into my next,
Straight up.
how did that shape your outlook on Ennerdale as a whole?
It showed me that when you start running away, that's where things start happening. Because when they start to move out, that's where things are now picking up. Uh, investors are coming in and you're running away. So I guess it was only about patience,
Patience
endurance,
and
and being,
enduring.
yeah, straight up,
So am I correct in saying that Ennerdale showed you patience?
straight,
It showed you endurance,
straight,
and that's why you are the type of person you are today.
yeah,
Because of
straight,
you saw where it came from, and you
yeah,
saw and you can see where it's going.
straight
So
up,
initially, we can say that you are one of our forefathers here,
straight
seeing
up,
and guiding us into the new vision.
straight up, straight
Hey,
up.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank you. Oh,
give
so
thanks, my
deep.
brother.
So my next question is, I I know, I obviously I have met you. I have had a lot of
Straight up,
encounters with you, and I've
yeah,
always heard people call you Rasta, Rasta.
yeah, straight
So
up,
that means you have some ties, affiliates with
yeah,
Rastafari
straight
culture.
up, yeah,
So can you share a bit about the culture and can you
yeah,
expand on it for us, for us who don't know? Like
straight
me
up,
myself, I know if they say Rastafarians, I'm
yeah,
thinking about smoking weed and stuff
weed,
like that.
yeah,
So
straight up,
you know the deep root of the culture, and you
straight
can
up,
teach us the spiritual uh, knowledge behind it.
behind it,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, I went to Rastafari in 2006.
Mm,
Yeah, I was still in high school, grade 10,
mm,
in Trinity. So I got inspired. I used to read about uh, black struggles and black
mm,
movements and
mm.
how Africa was colonized.
Hey.
So from there, I met someone who told me about Grassmary,
Mm,
which is not far from here, and
yes,
I went to
yes.
the Rastafarian culture.
Okay.
Well, it's divided into many houses, but the three main houses is Bobo Ashanti,
Okay.
12 Tribe, and Nyabingi,
Mm,
It is a movement whereby marijuana is a sacred thing,
mm.
They use it as a sacrament and it's smoked within the church.
Okay.
The diet is vegetarian,
Mm,
and it's drumming and it's one love and it's artistic and poetry.
mm.
So growing up dreadlocks is also part of the culture.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so with Rastafari, most of the guys that went into Rastafari were hip hop cats
Okay.
who used to listen to KRS-One and all that, and
Okay.
became so much conscious. Then they step into Rastafari. It is uh, a more for Jamaican thing.
Okay.
I would say that because it was Jamaicans that rised up and found it,
Okay.
and we in Africa we are also adopted it and started talking like them. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, that's it about it.
So 2006. How
Yeah,
old were you then?
2006. If I remember, I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah,
And you say that so basically you learned Rastafari
yeah,
culture, and
straight.
then it impacted your life.
Yeah,
And of course, Rastafari is not just like I know a little bit about it, so I
straight up.
know that poetry and music is also, I
Yeah,
could say, a top sacred thing for them.
true,
You don't play
true.
when you come into that field.
Field, yeah.
So I wanna ask you, how did that impact your view on music?
It impacted a lot because when I think about Bob Marley,
Yes,
what
yes.
he did with the guitar is that he put it on an off tune,
Mm-mm.
and that's how reggae was born.
Mm,
So when it comes to music, it's always about yourself, the trees, the nature,
mm, mm,
and your surroundings. So when you
mm.
look at hip hop in America, it was influenced by reggae.
Yes, yes.
So it does that to you. It gives you
Mm.
creativity.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so I do uplift Rastafari as part of the culture that helped me to be disciplined in terms of the diet and also helped me to look at things differently.
Mm.
Because if I didn't, I guess I would have been something else.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh, just a quick side note question. You
straight up.
said something about the trees and the nature.
Yeah,
So that means we are in the right space for you.
straight up, straight up, straight
Um,
up. This is oxygen. It's
yeah, it's
giving out.
oxygen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So,
it's
so,
doing the works.
so we thank God that we are in the right space for you.
Straight up,
Thank
straight
you.
up.
So, not only is Rastafari a big impact in music? Because obviously we know Bob Marley. If you don't know Bob
Yeah,
Marley, please go and
straight.
listen to Bob Marley. I Shot
Please,
the
please.
Sheriff.
Yeah, not the deputy.
Um, you know, I
Yeah,
know I
yeah,
Shot the Sheriff. One
yeah. One
Love.
love, you
There's
know.
so much I
So
know.
much trouble.
So my
Yeah,
next question is, you mentioned in your in promo that
straight.
you did basketball.
Yeah, straight
If
up.
I'm not
Straight
wrong, you
up.
did this from 2009.
Yeah, straight up.
So how did you get into basketball as an whole? Like,
I got inspired one time when we were in Extinction 9. I think the
yeah, yeah.
guys were playing back in 2005.
Okay,
And then when it came to 2008, I remember I saw a couple of guys playing again.
okay,
So '09, I decided to join a basketball team, and
okay.
we were three of us, and I started learning. Then one of the guys that came from Angola, he taught us basketball, and that's how we started out.
Mm.
But I've been playing in the streets for so long until right now that we started to play actual games and actual basketball and street
Mm,
basketball.
mm, mm.
Yeah,
So I know that when we spoke last time, you said I should bring some guys who is interested,
straight up.
because you were about to take a couple of kids from
Yeah,
Annandale to watch LeBron play,
straight
and there
up.
was you got tickets from the SOS.
Yeah.
So I wanna know, is those opportunities still available, or did you know corruption happened and everything went
I
sideways, or are there still opportunities for kids to go and witness
witness.
their idols, I would say?
Straight up. It used to happen a lot. USA versus Africa.
Mm.
But now I don't know. It stopped happening. I don't know for what reason. But the last one that we went to was BAL,
Mm-hmm.
which we had tickets from this Soweto Academy.
Okay.
So yeah, they can still watch guys from the local play against guys from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I think 2 months back there was a FIBA World Cup
Okay.
in South Africa. It was happening at Ellis Park. I think it was on. I think it was online most of the time.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but it was happening. It was under 18s. Yeah. So kids can still come through. You know, I mean, we want to develop the sport so they can still come through. We can sit down and we can create something great with them.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you say you want to develop the sport. That means you want to take
Straight.
people away from soccer. Because
Yeah, I want to take people away from soccer because now they're no more playing soccer. You know, they come and chill in the grounds and they start smoking. So it shows that there's something wrong. You know.
yeah, it
But
shows.
if we have basketball and other sports, maybe they can get into other sports. You know.
Yeah, it's true. I
Yeah.
mean, I think you have more success with basketball, as seeing
Straight
that
up.
most of the time LeBron and them come this side.
Straight up.
Most of the time Steph and them are here.
Straight
So
up.
if I see my idol here in front of me, I
Yeah.
want to pursue this more. I mean,
Straight up.
when did Messi come here? When did Ronaldo
Yeah.
come here? And soccer
Straight
is
up.
a dying sport
Uh-huh.
in Annandale.
Yeah.
Let me not go online and hear them
Yeah,
say, "Oh,
yeah.
soccer's a dying sport. This guy's crazy." I'm saying soccer's a dying sport in Annandale because
Straight up.
I used to play left back,
Yeah.
right back, but mostly left back.
Straight up.
And one thing I've noticed is some kids who really have the passion to do soccer,
Yeah.
they end up doing it and they get sucked into the procedure and the process of soccer so much that
Straight
when
up.
they go there, they do trials, they do
No.
all of these things, and eventually they end up saying, you know what, it's 3,500 at a call center. I'm
Straight up.
spending 4,000 here to do this and I won't get in.
Okay,
So
straight up.
I'll step back.
You know what
So
I
I
mean?
think if we introduce new things,
Yeah.
it will be a benefit for
You
the
know?
community as a whole, because we need to move into the new generation instead of being stuck on what our predecessors were doing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight up.
So, this is it's so interesting.
Yeah.
So now we've broken down the background of Khemeth for you.
Straight
We
up.
are now going to enter into the journey of his music.
Straight up.
Well, my first question is,
Yeah, man.
you mentioned something about OG.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't
Yeah.
watch
Straight up.
season 1, episode
Yeah,
2,
man.
please go and watch it.
Respect.
You'll hear the OG there. You'll hear
That's
his
right.
name there. I want you to elaborate for us. I don't want to break it down.
Straight up.
You tell us who OG is.
Yeah.
You tell us the whole thing, when it
Yeah.
started, how it started, the songs you made.
Straight up.
We'll even drop the links. When you drop us the links, we'll drop the links in the
Links,
description.
yeah.
Everything. Let
Straight up.
us hear it from you.
OG is one of the guys that I met via Tony Toe, you know.
Okay.
Tony Toe used to have a crew in Extinction 9. They used to call themselves Mexicans.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. So he took me to OG Smiley, and that
Okay.
was my first recordings
Session.
session
Oh, nice.
with Smiley, yeah. So what happened with Smiley OG is that he had a call mic my call center mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was back in the days where there's a call center mic
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we were just recording and having fun. So he loved my voice and I had to come always by him and do hooks, and do tracks.
Yeah.
And we grew in the music together until he became one of the well-known guys
One,
around.
yes, yes,
Yeah, with
yes.
gangster rap and some movie soundtrack.
Hey.
Yeah, so I moved with Uchi a lot, and his old mixtape, The Message of the Money, I was also in that mixtape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very authentic, squeaky,
Different.
different with air and everything. Not having the right equipment.
No, but
Yeah,
I always say
but
this.
power, in it.
I always say this to people. They
Yeah.
see the mics now and they think this
Straight.
is how you started.
Nah,
If I can attest to my artistic career, I
True.
used to start with this mic. It used to be this small.
Yeah,
This
true.
was a small square.
Small square, yeah.
And you know what I used to do with the guys when they come?
Yeah.
I bought two mics that you
True.
plug in, but I
Yeah.
take the head off and I put that mic in there.
In there,
and I
yeah.
tell them that no, this is
Yeah.
the mic.
This is the mic, yeah. I remember we did a lot of things.
So-
There was a time where I was recording another studio in the hood. There was the same call center mic with a pantyhose, and they would put a wire. And so you think, okay, that's the pop filter
yeah.
and the small mic.
Yeah, you see?
And now that's
But you see the drive,
yeah,
all those things tend you to
Straight.
build these things,
Straight.
build on it. And
Build
like
on
I
it,
said,
yeah.
like even with the background of your story, you can see
Yeah.
that you understand that you need to start at a place.
place.
Many
Yeah.
people start with the right equipment, but the
Straight.
music,
The music is
not,
trash.
is not worthy of the
Yeah,
equipment.
straight up.
So no,
It's trash.
so one of the things I really want to touch on is
Yeah.
with OG. If I'm saying or
Yeah,
from what I know,
true.
if I'm paraphrasing correctly, if I'm saying
Straight up.
correctly, there was a guy called the Messenger.
Yeah, the messenger.
Now, what I hear of the Messenger, very lyrical,
Too much.
too much lyrical.
Heavy.
I'm talking about KRS-One and Nas
Yeah.
type of guy.
Straight up.
So can you elaborate and shout out Messenger, shout out
The
OG.
money. Yeah.
Tell us about Messenger.
Messenger was a prophet.
Mm.
Yeah, and he's still, because he's still alive. So he had this thing of dark rap in him,
Uh-huh.
like he was talking to the devil, and
Yeah.
then he talked to the spirits, and he started talking another language you don't understand.
Yeah.
But he was so gifted with it. I think he had a little bit of Lil Wayne and Immortal Technique in him, so he knew how to speak to the hearts.
Hey.
There was a time he says that I'll be rapping like I'm a crack whore. When I'm listening to him, I'm like, damn, man, Pela, when you talk about the crack whore, you talk about somebody you can't stop that
Yeah,
person.
you can stop. man.
So that was Messenger. Everything that he said, he's making money like he's in the desert. Like so you hear and say, damn, man, all his lines were like. So
Yeah.
after Smiley come and shoot and kill, then he comes and wakes you up and you start, hey, like yo.
Yeah, he drops the
He
best.
starts dropping the best. So I always said Messenger. Messenger was always the messenger, and the money would be Smiley.
Would be
Uchi.
Smiley.
Yeah, straight up.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, man.
I'm trying to piece this question together because
Yeah,
do you think there was a little bit of rivalry
yeah.
pardon me,
Sure.
between OG and Messenger?
Well, I wouldn't say, maybe they had their own thing on the side, But one thing I know is that brothers, they always fight and come together,
Amen.
So the differences maybe in the streets. Maybe the streets will call whatever they call. Maybe they'll say, oh, Messenger is too lyrically, Smiley is too OG, because some of us come from the gangster rap
Yes,
era.
yes.
So we know that when a man speaks like this, he speaks from the characters and what he does. And others will say like, but nah, man, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear about lyrics and all that. So the rivalry will be just something created outside the
outside,
the
but
rooftop.
not between brothers.
Not between brothers,
That's better. That's better.
Yeah, straight
So,
up.
this next name, I won't lie, I had a
Yeah.
lot of problem trying to pronounce it.
Straight up.
But I'll just go and I'll just give them a hint,
yeah, man.
and you will say the name and go
Yeah,
on.
straight
So, okay, I'll try. Let me try
Sure.
and say the name. Let me
Yeah,
not
man.
be fake. Let me try
yeah,
and say
man.
the name.
Straight up.
CZ Zile.
Cici Zile.
CC Zile.
Okay,
Ah,
yeah.
it's not bad, man.
Yeah, man.
So CC Zile, you
Yeah.
met in 2016.
yeah, Sleazer.
You say he influenced you.
Yeah,
So we need to know
yeah.
gospel podcast, we need to
to
know
know. Yeah.
how he influenced you.
Yeah, the name is Sleazel, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, Sleazel, when he came, he now came with this up production thing, you know.
Okay.
He came with the mic.
Okay.
He came with the pop filter.
Hey.
He came with the, you know, all these equipments that you use, the mixers and all that.
Essentially, he came
Essentially, he
with
came with the
the studio. He
studio
came with the studio.
and no booth, because now Smiley was the time was building a booth.
Mm.
So when he came, he started to listen a lot to 440, and I was like, hey man, you're watching productions, you're watching YouTube, yeah.
Mm.
And that's where he started giving us this music that is now clean.
Mm.
So
Mm.
when he came with that. And when he heard the name that I had, he was like, nah, you need something nice.
Yeah.
I said, no, okay. I call myself Khemeth. He says, right. Then we started doing music.
Mm.
And when we were doing a competition called, I remember there was a competition of FK Inspires back in the days.
Mm.
And we came with a song called Good Times. That's why I saw Sleazelet. He's diverse.
Mm.
He was too much of a trap soul guy.
Mm.
So that was the times of Sleazel, man. He came with a lot.
So for Annandale, if you think you don't have a Bryson Tiller,
Yeah.
Sleazy is our Bryson Tiller.
Sleazel is a Bryson Tiller.
He's our trap soul guy.
Straight up.
So you mentioned Good Times.
Yeah.
So I know
Yeah.
you are saying that the Good Times was a banger.
Banger,
It was
yeah.
a hit.
Straight up.
And I want you to remember the one of the best lines from
Yeah.
Good Times and tell
Yeah.
us, and then you can explain how the song came together
Straight
and
up.
all the guys on the song.
It was me and Sleazel.
Okay.
The hook is, girl, you know that you're chilling with a good guy,
Hey.
and I know that you wanna have a good time. So
Yes.
it was almost like those Brenda Fassie classics, you know. Then I said, let's go back to time, my lady, when me and you acted so crazy.
Hey.
Memory lane, down to memory lane. So it's like when I was in high school, you know, you would have these type of girls that just like, oh damn, I know I like this girl. You know? So it had that in it, and
yeah.
we're trying to be creative with it. So we had to do something that's so nice, so chill, so laid back. You know, it was from those times of Pimp a Butterfly, you know, inspirations,
yes,
and
yes.
I could say Anderson Park also. We had also had that inspiration. So we wanted to do something very nice. So different, you know, because with the competition there was a lot of rap. When we first went to a competition, we went to the trap soul track, and we found that everyone was rapping.
Oof.
And we said, no man, we need to win, you know, because now went to the second stage, and now we need to win. And if we want to come and rap, the guys that are rapping from Extension 9, those guys, they are rappers. Like those guys, they rap. Like they kill.
They murder.
They murder. When they came, I remember the first day we went for the competition, they came with the 8 Mile beat. 8 niggas. That was a real cipher, and everybody was like, yo. You know, they had the late Nick Saint, you know, and niggas were like, I think you'll know even this guy from Extension 9, they called him D what, and Pharaoh. So
Yeah, I know Pharaoh.
Pharaoh G. So you gotta know his crew back then was slaughtering. So we had to come with something nice. And also you're going against a guy like Ty. Ty is a singer.
Yeah.
So hey, you must
You
really,
must
you
pull up
really
your
add
socks,
must
yeah.
pull up your socks, because that man's song controller like he was Drake. So yeah, man, that guy's got a voice, man. Shout out.
Definitely. Shout out Ty.
Shout out Ty. Yeah.
So Good Times best song. We
Yeah.
need to go and we'll link that in the bio. I'm sure it's still available.
Straight up.
Still available.
Still
We'll link
available.
that in the bio.
Yeah, man.
So you talk about you had some success with Mkuru Sounds.
Yeah,
Am I
I'm
saying
Kuku
that?
Sound. Yeah, I'm
Mkuru
Kuku.
Sounds.
Yeah, I'm Kuku Sound.
So can you elaborate on that for us?
When I dropped him Kuku Sound, me and Sleazel, he was supposed to drop his album. So I went to Risa because we were down in Samro. I went to Risa because they told me that they cannot play my track on air without the Risa codes, and I cannot even drop a video. If I drop a video and I put it out there, it's anyone's video, you understand? So I had to go get my code. So I got my video code, I got my audio codes, and I started to see that, okay, now I'm going into the music. Now I'm starting to sign contracts. Now I'm starting to be part of the music. Risa, Samro, you know. I'm no more underground. So it gave me that, and I started to perform it, and I started to upload it, and I started to perform it and do all these things with it, and said, okay, now I've got this. So anyone's gonna take my track or anything, I know that I got this.
I got a big paycheck waiting for me.
You understand? So that's what I wanted to do in Kukusan, and it opened a lot of doors, because with Risa, when you go to Samro, they'll tell about Risa. When you go to Risa, they tell about Sampra. You know, when you go to Sampra, they talk about Picasso, all these things. And it's funny how, because Samro is not actually the people that will always tell you, but someone in Samro would always like whisper to you that no man, down the street there's Capasso. And when you get to Capasso, they tell you, no, when you perform, there's a license for performing. Then like how? There's a sheet that you need to sign before you jump on stage, or you go on these SABCs or whatever, or for your song to do this and that. And many people don't know this. Royalties are something that you get in different ways.
In different ways.
Yeah, you don't just get it by listening to the radio. I mean, adverts and all that.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a paper for it, I mean, where you
It's
gonna claim
anybody's
it?
money.
It's anybody's money.
Yeah.
Because Samro, it's people make a mistake with Samro. Samro, it's a rights of a song. It means it's your song. Now to use the song, you need other avenues. So Nkuko Sound gave me that.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Straight up.
Before we jump on to the next question, I want to ask, because you are talking about, obviously I know the codes you're talking
Yeah,
about. So
straight up. Shout
for
out.
those who don't know the codes, can you
Yeah.
elaborate on the codes so that they can understand and have a clear understanding on
understanding.
it?
When I went to when I went to Risa, I signed more than 20 pages.
Mm.
I was reading page for page because that girl said you must read page for page. And there was a page where they have a lawyer there. That lawyer, he stands for you. So what's written there is that the ZA stands for South Africa. We all know that. And if your track plays outside the borders of South Africa, you get paid. And that's where you write the list of the track, the album, and that's where you register your name, your stage name.
Your stage name, yeah.
And after that, you start finding out that even if you're a producer, you can register your studio there. And you can still register your label. I'm like, wow. So signed the papers and I saw ZA video, ZA audio. And in the video, you can take it to your MTVs, whatever, channel O's, and your royalties, you'll get it. And same thing that happens because what they call it, the ICRC, something.
The ISREC.
Yes, code is the one that they put in the radio, and they click it on, and that thing of you see programs of them, and it shows your name, and it clicks to them, and the money clicks to Samro, and you have to now collect your bag at the end of the year. So the more airplay you have when you go collect your bag, you find that I made this much. That is yours. And when it starts showing on TV, you collect your bag and you start collecting money. Yeah.
So another question
Straight.
before I really go. This is my last question.
No props.
I know there's a lot of independent distribution services.
Straight up.
So do you think Samro is dropping the ball? Because
Yeah.
I can attest for myself. I don't
Straight
use
up.
Samro.
Yeah.
I don't use Kipaso. And
Yeah.
guys, please, if you think you are going to cheat me, I
Yeah.
have the codes.
Shout
So
out.
you can't cheat me.
Shout out.
I collect my bag.
Yeah.
Like the man
Straight.
said, you collect your
Collect
bag.
your bag. Yeah.
So I know that a lot of independent distributions now are
Straight.
cutting out Samro.
Yeah.
How do you think Samro can prevent that from happening?
Samro, according to the knowledge of TS, because TS, he also did the same thing as me, but he went further, His track was always playing in this Orange Farm FM, and it gave him a chance to become now a Samro member. When you become a Samro member, you sit with people like Papa Penny,
Yeah.
Ata Mafukati, all
Yes,
those
yes.
legends. You are invited in office. And the funny part, anyone can be a Samro member. You can be a Samro member
Yes,
right now.
yes.
And you might find that I've got papers from Samro, but you're a member because Eldos FM
Played me.
played me, YFM played you, and from there you are sitting with those guys and you're a member. Now it's good because you have rights of your music. If these upcoming whatever are telling us that we must put the music just there, then where's our rights? Because now we need rights. So Samro, it's copyright. That's what you have. You have a copyright of it. So but now, as we said with Risa and all that, we need codes for it to play so that we can collect the bag. But end of the day, you have a copyright. And with the copyright of Samro, even if you cheated, the original author, because you remember with Samro, you write author.
Yeah.
So you write author, composer, producer.
Yeah.
So you are the author. So you have something with that music.
Your name is there.
Your name is there, so you have to be paid. Yes, you didn't to have the right channels, but it's your music.
It's yours, yeah.
And once they sample it,
It's owed to you.
they must come for clearance to you. So where they want to get clearance if you don't have the copyright? That's another question. And I want all artists to go to Capasso and go get their licenses because they must not jump on any stage.
Yes.
Coca-Cola must sign
Must
that
pay you.
form
They must
and pay you.
please,
we getting
guys,
cheated out here.
in Annadale, listen to
Yeah.
this man. He's saying all artists you need to go to
Kapaso, please.
Kapaso, please.
Please.
So let me go to my next question because I have a lot
Yeah.
of questions I can ask on just
Shout
the
out.
codes and some road
Yeah.
rights and all of this.
Straight up.
But we won't. If
Yeah.
God willing, we'll get
No.
another chance to sit down.
Straight
We'll
up.
go into that. So my
Yeah,
next
bless.
question is: you said in your promo again, you
Yeah.
recently dropped an I'm a piano song called
Yeah,
Lagos.
Lagos,
Actually,
yeah.
went to go and listen to it. As
Straight
I
up.
started, I was like, "But this is not hip hop."
Yeah,
But
straight
let me
up.
listen. I'm waiting for your voice.
Straight up.
When your voice came, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay. No, this
okay.
is actually good. This is
Good.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of remind me on something I did on my own EP called.
Shout out.
My EP is called Still Breathing.
Yeah, man.
There's a song called Hands On.
Shout
I
out.
did like I don't know if you listen to AKA what song is this on his new album
Okay.
Mass Country. He had a
Mass
song that
Country.
had the I'm a piano
Yeah, no, yeah.
bass line.
Shout
So my
out.
song had the I'm a piano bass line
Bassline,
also. So when I
nice.
heard your voice, I was like, no, this is good. Like
Straight
I was
up.
even starting to think like, no, I need to feature this guy maybe.
Shout
As soon-
out.
When I go into this
You know?
this avenue again, I need to get
Yeah.
you into the studio. But
Straight
no,
up.
I actually like the song.
Nice.
And what I want you to do now is break
Yeah.
down the song for us, break down the
Straight-
production, break
straight
down the
up.
lyrics for us, so that we
Yeah.
can be, so that when we go listen to it again,
Straight
we
up.
know what we are listening to.
Yeah, the song, it was a freestyle.
Mm.
I jumped on because Essentials was saying that I needed reggae flavor in my EP.
Yes.
I'm like, damn. So I did the first one, which was dope. Unfortunately, they were not recording. I was like, wow, guys. Then they say, okay, you can record. Then if you listen to it, there's where I'm hooking a little bit, like I'm getting lost, because now I was trying to come back with another flavor. But it's about having fun. It's trying something new.
Yeah.
And I told Essentials that after a year we should start doing more reggae on my piano and see what we can create,
Yeah.
because it sounded so nice, and they
It
loved
does
it. I
sound
mean, these
nice.
are young guys, Essentials and these other guys. They are like in their early 20s, 19s. I found Essentials, I think 2 years back. 2 years back, 2022, 2021 actually, 3 years back. He came through where I was renting, and he came with another young boy, very talented young boy, and they did my piano. So I was like, these guys are talented. So he said he only wanted to do something with me, and he featured me in his EP, and we ran with it.
We thank him for
Yeah.
the heart
Straight
of
up.
understanding the music.
Yeah.
You know when somebody says, I need this flavor,
Flavor,
you know
yeah.
they understand the music.
Straight up,
It's not
straight
about
up.
money, it's not
Yeah.
about your status.
Status,
It's
yeah.
purely about the music
The
and
music,
the craft. And
straight
we
up.
thank you for that.
Nah, man.
So, you also, I don't think you made, did you say in your promo that he's a
Yeah.
dancer? You used to dance, guys.
Yeah, I used to dance.
So, how did you transition from dancing into music?
straight up.
How did it happen? Were
Uh,
you? Let me ask it like this: Were you dancing for somebody and said,
Yeah.
"No, I can also do this"?
we grew up in that Pansula era,
Okay.
so we used to dance, and there's a guy called Sipo, Lolo, he used to teach us how to dance, and we had to join classes from him in his backyard, and we started dancing and being creative with crates, with bottles and all that. Then Sputra came, and we started dancing like that, Then at school, there was always these hip-hop sessions. Then I started to love Kwaito. So I didn't understand hip-hop that time. I thought they were too Americanized,
Yeah, yeah,
stereotype,
yeah.
They don't have our flavor.
Mm.
Until I fell in love with music, then that's where I started to say, okay, now I need to start doing music. Then I left dancing. Dancing was just for fun, entertainment. And,
It was for the girls.
and the girls are showing off. Yeah, straight up.
Okay, so
Nah, man.
this is my 9th question,
Yeah,
and after my 9th question, of course, will
Nah.
be my 10th question.
yeah.
After my 10th question, we'll have a short break where our sponsor will be.
Big up
We'll
on
be giving
yourself.
up some space for our sponsors.
Yeah.
My 9th question is: how did you keep on pushing and
Yeah.
keep as an artist, especially from
Straight
the
up.
place we come from, there's a
Yeah.
lot of artists here. There's a lot of opportunity. But
yeah.
like you said,
Straight
it's
up.
like when you go to some road, there's always someone telling you do this, do that, do that.
yeah.
So the same here by us. So if you
Straight.
come and you knew, nobody
knew.
knows you. You
Straight
come and
up.
you want to be on the same platform,
Same platform,
as
yeah.
the guys that they regard as these guys are
These
high.
guys are high, yeah.
And now you want to come in their platform. How did
Straight.
you manage that? Like, how did you go in and stay up
Straight
and not
up.
come down and say, oh, I'm no more going back there. I'm no more
Nah.
doing this. I'm no more doing
Straight
that.
up.
Because one thing I can say about you, and guys, I cannot say this about a lot of people in Enidale,
Straight
but
up.
about him, I can say is
Yeah.
he'll never say nothing negative, even if you've done it wrong. He'll not say
Straight up.
nothing negative
Straight
about
up.
you.
Yeah.
So because I know this business is very
Yeah.
dirty.
Too much.
I know this
Too
business.
much.
It doesn't matter. They don't care who you know, who you don't know.
know.
So
know.
how did you manage to stay up? And even
Yeah.
I'm sure you had down moments, but
Straight
how
up.
did you manage to come up from the down moments, go up again, and just up again? How did you keep pushing?
When I started to learn about a few things,
Mm.
I was like, damn, man, because we started realizing that people are paying for videos, people
Mm.
are paying for airplay.
Hey.
You know, we are hearing people calling out 5Ks and
Mm.
3Ks and this Ks and that Ks. And we are like, oh, Payola, and now Payola was becoming big. And I was like, damn, now we need to work and make money so that we
Mm.
can pay for music. And when we go to these other platforms, you find that it's a stage, it's promos, it's good, but you really can't get in because you need to know who, or they give you a platform and they don't pay you.
Mm.
So the guys around Inatel, they were all good. They all had their best moments.
Mm.
There was egos and all that, but in the end, growth was the only thing. So everyone wanted to become a star.
Mm.
Some came close to being stars,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Before
some
you-
stars
before-
just
Before you go on,
became
can you
moons.
name some who became stars? Let's give them
yeah,
their rightful
yeah,
due.
rightful, yeah,
Because
true.
I mean, if we
Yeah.
are saying they are stars,
Straight
then
up,
the kids of that's coming up in Enidale need to know they are stars.
Straight
In their
up.
own right, they are stars. They did something.
something.
So
Shout out to Genosis. You know, he went to
Genos.
Ambitious. You know,
Mm,
he had
mm.
his time there. I don't know what he told him.
mm,
So he went and came back with another story.
hey,
Shout out to St. Thomas, who went to the recording company. He met a guy, I think it was Kachis or Khoto.
mm,
And yeah, he told him a lot of weird stuff. And he came back and he was like, okay, no, this music thing is not going to work for me. So yeah, the guys, they did shine, you know. Shout out to
Mm.
Ty, you know, for Idols and all that. But the hip hop guys really did their best, you know. I know a guy from Fine Town
Mm.
who once went to Kalawa Chesme.
mm.
They took his beats, they took his sound, but he never became famous.
Whoa.
He played the piano for a long time until he left. So there's those things that happen in the industry whereby you come through and you end up becoming a ghostwriter.
Mm.
So we must be careful of those things, guys.
Yeah.
You know, pushing music, it's a very hard thing, but
Very hard.
you just have to push harder. You have to find the right avenues. Use the internet because that's the only power.
That's the only power.
That's the
yeah.
only power.
So concerning your own self,
Yeah,
when you were down,
yeah.
what made you keep pushing?
It was Jigga Man Jigga, my nigga Hoover. I started to
Hey.
listen to Ochi, you know, the story of Ochi, I mean.
Mm.
And I started to listen to Jay-Z's, some of his words. People will say Jay-Z is dark and whatever, but as a businessman and sometimes as somebody who speaks the truth, that album gave me hope when I was really, really down. I started to try new music, try new things, you know. I got back to basketball a lot. And yeah, I started to say, you know what, I need to find new ways of doing this thing.
Yeah,
So,
because
yeah,
music has, anything is a sound.
straight up
I mean, everything is a sound, so you
Yeah.
can use everything to make
Straight
a music,
to make a
to
music.
make your own style, make your own
Straight
song,
up.
make your own thing. Like I
Yeah.
was listening to what's this guy? Not Like Us.
Yeah,
I didn't go there for the beat.
straight.
I went there to hear how the guy was making his voice.
Voice,
But
straight up.
because of his voice alone,
Yeah.
already he was trying to say like, I'm angry at this
Angry
guy.
at this
Like
guy,
I'm not
yeah.
playing, I'm really angry.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say, no, this beef is industry planned and what. But
You know,
even so,
straight.
the way Kendrick projected his voice alone
Straight.
should tell you a lot.
Yeah.
So when I come to music, I'm always listening to how you project and how
Straight.
you change your voice. How
Straight
can I
up.
also do that?
You know what I mean?
So one thing that keeps, if I go down,
Yeah.
I come back and I start doing the things I used to do when I
Straight
had
up.
nothing.
Yeah.
When I had nothing, I used to listen to a lot of music, just
Music,
getting
yeah.
information,
Straight up.
People
Straight
think
up.
that as an artist you listen to music to copy.
Straight
No,
up.
you're listening to get information, and then you
Yeah.
go with that information and you try to apply to your own style, your own sound.
Straight up.
So that's one of the things that keeps me up
You know.
most of the time.
Straight up.
Also, I'm very blessed to
Yeah.
say that I'm doing very well in
Well,
music. So
yeah. Straight up.
that keeps me up as well.
Up there. Yeah. Straight
So,
up.
it's a good journey.
It is.
Uh,
It is.
I like your journey,
Yeah,
and that's why I
man.
needed to do this.
Shout out.
Before I go on to my next question, I
Straight.
wanna say shout out to what's the guy's name? Your guy, man. He's supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to interview him, but I didn't get the chance. Uh, Apollo.
Apollo,
Yeah, so
yeah.
shout out Apollo
Apollo, yeah.
SA.
Straight up SA.
I'm gonna
Pushing.
get you, my man. You are
Straight
going
up.
to be sitting in the chair.
Yeah,
Very
man.
talented dude.
Very talented dude, yeah.
So, Ken, is there a special moment
Yeah.
that that like even with your ups and downs?
Yeah.
So is there that one special moment?
Straight up.
This is my last question before we go
Yeah.
to air break. So you better
No.
make it. Ta.
You know.
So is there a moment you can say that really opened your eyes and said, no, I need to do this. This is for me. I need to
Straight
keep
up.
pushing in this. So,
Yeah.
and that doesn't just go for music. They
Yeah.
can be for life.
Straight
They
up.
can be for basketball,
You
for
know what I mean?
anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you are not just a rapper, you're a coach as well,
Coach,
so you're
yeah.
a role model.
Yeah, man.
Kids
Straight
are
up.
crazy. They can make you say, you know what, I don't want to
You
do
know
this
what I
anymore.
mean? Straight
So,
up.
is there a moment where you were just like, no, this moment is showing me now that I need to keep
Yeah.
pushing, keep pushing?
One of the moments I had was in Bramfontein when we were performing, and there was this OG that used to rap with Stogie T, you know.
Yeah.
And he's a very hard-headed person. They are OGs and they like the old school hip hop. So when we started to now sample quite with hip hop,
Yeah.
and we performed with BIG, my nigga, shout out to Big, you know.
Shout out B.
Yeah, when we performed there and the beat went on and I saw the whole club, even the people outside. They were having a rap battle outside. I saw people stopping and listening to our track. And when people started dancing and I started performing and doing all these styles, when I was done, this guy was like, "Hey, dog, are you an artist? Are you a crazy artist? What's this? Are you, man? When you came, the whole thing changed." I say, "Yeah. I mean, people were performing, standing, doing their thing, but we went crazy." And that's where I saw that I need to do this because now we're doing this in town and people are feeling us and they're like, "Please come next week. Please come next week. Please come end of the month. Please come." That's why I saw that no, we really, really need to do this, for real.
Okay.
And with basketball, when we started to go to games, started winning with the guys, I was like, yeah, yeah, man, this is for us.